Hello everybody, this is me, Amin.
And this is Alex.
And welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About. And in this episode, we're going to talk about passports. Today is Thursday, the 2nd of June. Let's go back into time slightly. So the government announced a transition to the endemic phase starting on the 1st of April 2022. And within that phase, the borders are fully open. So you can go out of the country, you can visit other countries. And as a result of that, you see a surge of people trying to apply for new passports or wanting to renew their passports. And because of that, we've seen a lot of social media videos. We've seen a number of social media postings and pictures of security guards getting pissed off. So we'll show one video now.
Tak boleh buat. Tak boleh. You faham tak? Kenapa undang-undang? Tak boleh. Tu dia undang-undang apa? Ini UTC. Understand? Get out. Kalau dia ayah bertugas. Satu. Atau saya panggil polis.
And we also see long lines at the immigration office and just people generally complaining about the passport application process in Malaysia. So we're talking, in today's episode, we're talking about passport. And if you're going to renew your passport or apply for a new passport, what is the best way to do it? Where is the best way to do it? What tips and tricks we can offer? Because I think within the Search Engine Office already 3-4 people have been applying for passport renewals within this period. One of them is Alex, another one is Rory, and we also had Najib applying for a new passport. So they went through this whole process. I have to give credit where credit is due. The Immigration Office, I think, has been working very hard. I think a number of improvements that they have introduced is, of course, the Urban Transformation Centre. Obviously, that's not the Immigration Office, but they are located in the UTC. And within the UTC, the operating hours have been extended. So they're working, I think, Mondays to Sundays, I think, every day. From 9 o'clock or 8:30, whatever it is, the timing, all the way to 10 p.m. And that's one. And then the other thing also, I believe that the passport application process in Malaysia is one of the fastest, if not the fastest process in the region. Previously, before the surge of passport renewals, you could get your passport, your new passport, within 3 hours at the immigration office. But the problem is, even before the pandemic, the immigration office has always been a busy office. If you go to the UTCs or even to the immigration office itself, you know that there are a lot of people wanting to renew their passport, wanting to get new passports. Now, that problem has been compounded because after 2 years of not traveling anywhere, there is a surge of people wanting to apply for new passports or renew their passport. And therein lies the problem, right? So, Alex, you went to renew your passport. Can you take us through your whole journey and share your experience?
Okay, and also to add on before I start about the experience, right, is that the immigration office, because of this surge, right, they announced a few things. Like you mentioned, they extended operating hours until 10 p.m. at selected areas, including UTC. And also, they implemented a new change. So, all passport renewals, which means that if your passport already is expired, all passport renewals must be done online from 11 May onwards. And the previous appointment-based system is no longer in use. So, there's only exemptions given to special cases. So if, let's say, if you're first time applying for passport, if you're a senior citizen, age 16 and above, or if you're age 13 and below, that is still done through walk-in. So everyone else who has a passport renew, you must do it online. And like we mentioned before, there are ways to renew your passport online. There's actually an online system that was launched a couple of years back, which is a hit and miss. Sometimes some people can get it done properly, some couldn't get it right because of some issues with the online application. So I went to renew my passport on the 30th of May at UTC KL, and before that, I did it online. So I did it right after Rory did his. So if you missed a video, Rory actually record a video on how his online experience is and how is it like to renew his passport. So it took him about 7 hours at UTC KL. And 7 hours. So I thought, okay. So based on his video, which is very helpful, he provides some tips. So like we mentioned earlier that there's a lot of people going to renew their passport now compared to before 2 years ago, before the pandemic. So the numbers are very limited. So UTC KL, I think they only give out like 100 plus numbers for online renewals. So I went there. Like based on Rory's advice, I went there very early, not early enough as other crazy people. I went there around 7:30, and there's already a long line.
You mean you arrived by 7:30?
Yes, I arrived at 7:30. There's really a long line. And there are 3 lines in total for UTC KL. So there's 3 lines. One is for walk-in. So walk-in is for those special cases like OKUs, senior citizens, kids 13 years and below. And also there's another line for online applications with issues. So let's say you apply online and there's some problems with your fingerprint or photo, that's the line for you. And the third line is online applications that are successful, which means you submit online, no problem, you can come collect. Then that's lines for these people.
Okay.
So for me, when I renew my passport online, you just need to fill up your details, including your current passport number that's expired, and you need to upload a photo according to spec.
Yep.
So they provide a guideline, okay, how you should take a photo. Like you shouldn't show your teeth, you shouldn't smile too wide, you shouldn't wear any hat or block your facial features, no glasses,
no hats.
Yeah.
Yep.
Make sure both ears are visible, and then there's and you only can show a part of your shoulders, not too much. So this template there. So just follow that guidelines, and you should be good to go. So I did that. So I took a photo using my iPhone. So when I submitted first round, there's some issues that's not up to spec. So I just do a bit of cropping, a bit of adjustment, then it's okay. So the system said, okay, the passport is approved.
Good to go.
Good to go. So okay, I proceed next step. So with online application, you can pay using online bank-in or credit card.
Yep.
So pay using credit card. So for adults, it's 200 ringgit for 5 years. And after I made payment, they were like, oh, there's a problem with your fingerprint. Okay, there's an issue with
After you make payment. You make the payment, right? So when you make the payment with credit card, do they charge you the credit card surcharge fee?
No, it's just $200.
Okay.
Yeah, so $200, and then it's charged to your card. And then they tell, oh, there's problem with fingerprint. Oh, damn it. Then shortly after that, I receive an email saying that, oh, your passport application online is not successful because of the fingerprint problem and the photo problem. I was like, huh? Didn't the system say it was okay? It's okay, yeah. So never mind. So anyway, they say that basically it's not successful lah. And when I made the payment, they said that if you do not receive a confirmation email or anything, just go to the office that you selected 3 days after application. So when you apply online, you can choose which branch you want to collect. So okay, so I choose UTC KL. So I applied on I think it was on the Wednesday, the previous week. So I went there on Monday. So went there on Monday, 7:30, queue line up. And then after that, the immigration officer came up and started giving numbers. But before that, right, I think my advice to everyone is to make sure that you're in the right queue.
Yeah.
Because there are 3 lines. If you're not sure, you can ask the guards or the officers or the rela in charge. Or if you're not sure, maybe you can ask the people in the line, like, what's this line for? Is this line for online application with issues?
Yep.
Or online application with no issues? Or if you want to walk in, just make sure in the right line. Because before the office opens, the immigration officer will go out and hand out the ticket number. You need that ticket number because that gives you assurance that, okay, today you're going to get a passport renewed.
Yep.
Because once the numbers are finished, that's it. There's no numbers for the day unless you wait later on in the evening to be on standby.
So you waited there by 7:30. You arrived at 7:30. By 7:30, there were already 3 lines.
Yes.
And the longest line was the one that says online application with problem.
Yep.
The shortest line was online application, no problems.
Yeah, and then there was a line for senior citizens. I think that's longer.
So you waited at 7:30, and then they start issuing numbers at what time?
I think about, I can't recall. I think it's 8 or 8:15.
So about 30 minutes to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And if you arrive any later than 7:30, there is a very high chance that you're not going to get a number for the day.
Yeah, from my experience, right, I went at 7:30.
Yep.
So based on the running number that I saw on that day, it looks like they only give out 110 tickets for people who apply online with issues. And my number was 3096. So I'm cutting it close. I'm close to the last 10%.
Right. So you're saying they gave 100 plus numbers for people who have who apply online and had problems.
Yep.
Then, but you got number 300 something.
3096.
Oh, okay.
So because they do a range.
I see. So it's 3096. So the running number is from 3001.
Yeah, that's for the online application we issued, because there are different numbers like 2,000. I think that's for walk-ins and all that.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to also ask you for the walk-ins, right? So you mentioned earlier just now, starting 11th May, you have to apply online.
Yes.
So previously, before they mandated that you have to apply online, they had a walk-in system.
It's appointment system.
Before that, after the walk-in, they had appointment system, right? And then after that, they mandated everybody to go online, except if you're an OKU, senior citizen, or children below 13 years old. For these three categories, do they still have to apply online, or do they just walk in?
Just walk in.
How long was that line?
I think it's not that long. For the walk-in line, I think probably it's about 20-30 people. Yeah.
Okay, so then you got your number.
Yeah.
What happened next?
Then the long wait begins. So if you recall last time, right, I think the passport renewal KPI was about 3 hours. From my experience, I can get it done with 2 hours and a half.
3 hours after they process your application, right? That means after you submitted your documents over the counter.
I think we can get a number.
Really?
Yes, it was quite fast.
Because it doesn't take into account waiting in line to get the number. And it also doesn't take into account if you are in between the lunch break.
For me, before the pandemic, I don't recall queuing up like 7:30 morning, because I can just walk in during office hour. I can definitely get a ticket.
Yeah, same here. I never had an issue with passport renewal. I never had to go there super early in the morning. I could even go after lunch, depending on the branches, right? So you have UTC in Pudu, and then you have the official offices. I think there's one in
Publica.
Hartamas there. There's one in Putrajaya. There's no issue, I think.
Yeah, numbers are always not an issue. It's like going to the bank, I'm free at the lunch hour. Let me just go in the lunch hour. You can get ticket within 3 hours. You're out.
Yeah, I never knew that there was a quota, unless of course it's a really bad day or a really short day. So, I think one of the tips that we can offer to people who are going to apply for passport is that don't go in on a Friday.
Yeah, because the reason being is because the immigration officers, they have a lunch hour. So for UTC KL, the lunch hour was like between 1 to 2 o'clock. So 1 o'clock sharp, the lights are off. Whoever's in the office, get out. They close the doors.
So the office is closed.
Yes.
So okay. And then on Friday?
So on Friday, opening hours, the break, mistaken, it was like 12:30 to 2:45, something like that. Yeah, it's like 2 hours plus. So if your number is way behind, you're gonna wait even longer.
Yeah. So Friday is like a short day, lah.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay. So you got your number, you wait.
Yes, I wait.
And there was like so many people that you can't actually go into the immigration office itself, right?
Yeah, because UCKL is quite small, so I think they only call up people like, if your number is 3030 to 3040, I can come in now. Because they want to control the crowd inside the office, because there's no enough space for everyone. So technically, I could just chill out anywhere else, but I don't want to risk it, because who knows, right? Like, who knows, suddenly there are a lot of staff, or they can process faster, then the number might overshoot. So that's my biggest fear. So I just waited outside the office. There's some chairs outside, so you can kill time having a tablet or having a fully charged smartphone, and then put on headphones.
Yeah, well, but for those who've been to UTC, you know that number one, the government issue chairs are really not comfortable, and they are prone to breaking. These chairs you get in the office itself, lah. But then outside of the office,
it's okay. So
there's like not enough chairs for everybody. Another tip is, if you are going, bring a chair, like a foldable chair, so that you can sit down.
Especially when I came like 6 o'clock morning, I recommend you bring a chair.
Yeah. And like Alex said, bring your stuff all fully charged. You can now work from everywhere, right? So, bring your laptop and get ready to also do some work while waiting, because the waiting time is going to be not 1 or 2 hours lah, definitely.
Yeah, I waited 8 hours, man. That's like one full office hour productive day gone.
Yeah, without taking into account lunch. And you didn't go for lunch, right?
Yeah, I had lunch after I've done everything around 3 o'clock.
Okay, so
oh my god.
So all right, then after that, what happened?
So I waited for the number. So I think during lunchtime, I think it was like 3070. So then there's lunch break. So after lunch break, that's where the numbers start closing into my number, my ticket number 3096. So that's where I start going in, and then so finally get into the immigration office, and once my number calls up, so I go to the counter. The guy said, "Okay, your online application. What's the issue? Our online application." So I told him that I've issued my fingerprint during the payment time, and after that I received email that there's something wrong with the photo. So the guy looked at the photo in the system like, hey, this photo looks okay. Then he asked his colleague, hey, is this photo okay? Then she said, yeah, it looks okay. It's okay. No need to take picture. So I didn't take a new picture, despite the email that I got that saying that there's something wrong with the picture. So okay, I'm like, okay, cool.
Yep.
So then you just need to go back to the seat and wait for the number to be called. And since you paid online, you don't need to go to the counter anymore because it's already paid. And then you got to wait for 1 more hour because usually after you process that fingerprint, whatever stuff, right, it takes 1 hour to make the actual passport. So I waited for that. So I see a number, okay, 3090, 3091, 3092, or everyone's collecting the passport. Okay, cool, this is it. And once you reach my number, counter 4 to the front counter. Hey, what's going on? Then the guy told me, hey, sorry, you need to take a new picture.
So you waited an hour for basically nothing.
Yeah.
Then you have to like redo the application again.
Not redo application. I just need to take a new photo. Then the actual passport processing starts from there.
Yeah, so it's essentially like
Push back
a
1
new
hour.
application lah, right? So because they've essentially when you waited for your number and when they called you to the counter, it's just to verify, okay, your documents have been submitted. What problems do you have? Or actually you don't have any problems. Okay, now we can process your application, right?
Yep.
And then you waited another hour in hopes of getting your new passport, and then but within that hour, after that hour, your number came up, and you had to go to the front to the counter number 4, which is like the
initial counter.
The initial counter, and they tell you, oh, you have a problem with your picture. So basically, they had to like they didn't even start making your new passport.
Definitely not.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's a bummer.
So for that problem, for those of you who encounter that problem, fortunately they have cameras at the immigration office and they can take pictures there.
Yeah, because by right is if there's a problem with your photo, right, they can take your photo on the spot. So at the counter there and the divider wall, there's actually like a DSLR camera attached to it. So you just look at the screen and take a picture.
Yeah.
So from my experience, if they say your photo's okay, let's be safe. Me tell them, okay, let's take a new picture just to make sure that it's okay.
So the caveat here is if you are applying online, there are 2 possibilities. Number 1 is you apply and everything goes well. But so far, I think all of the people that had applied online at Surgeon General office has not gotten that outcome yet.
Yep.
And then the next outcome is you encounter problem. It could either be picture or fingerprint
Or both.
Or both. In Alex's case, it was actually just the fingerprint verified by the immigration officer to say that, oh, your picture is okay. So in this case, if you've already gotten a error message to say that your picture didn't go through, because that was indicated
in email,
in email, right?
Yep.
To you, right? When you apply online, right? But the immigration officer says, oh, this picture is fine. My suggestion is you show them the email and insist that you take another picture.
Yeah.
Because you don't lose anything. You might lose an hour.
Yeah.
If you don't.
Yes.
If you don't do that. Because I believe that everything is within the system. And while the immigration officer can look at the picture in the system and say, hey, this is fine, I don't think that if the system says that the picture has a problem, that he can override that error.
Yeah. Also, if let's say the system, the online application says, if the email says there's something wrong with the picture, there's something, probably there's something that is not up to spec, which the officer might not know.
Yes,
yeah.
With his eyes, because the robot eyes is different, right? So might be the system is looking at something else that he doesn't know, but to his eyes it's fine. But maybe the tolerances that the system has is much higher.
Yeah. And my guess is probably the guy who's responsible of making the actual passport said, hey, this doesn't match.
No, it's not the guy, because even if the guy says it's okay. But if the system says, no, this is not okay, I don't think they have the ability to override the system to say, it's okay, push this through. It's a matter of accounting. You know what I'm getting at? It's like there shouldn't be, for security purposes, there shouldn't be a way for a human to intervene in the process. Or else then any picture can go through.
Yeah, but the thing is, if the system can reject on the spot, right?
Yeah.
He should tell me, oh, cannot go through lah. So I've got a feeling that why do you need to wait for 1 hour just to get the result?
So my theory is, despite the system rejecting that, he's saying your picture is fine.
Yeah, but he approved it because he chop.
So that's what I felt. So even if he chopped and then it went through the system. It's still the same system that's going to print out that picture. And then when the passport machine is going to print out that picture, the error comes out. So when the error comes out, nobody can override that error. That's what I feel lah.
But I feel it's a total waste of time lah. Because if
it is definitely a waste of time.
If he thinks okay, he can submit. The same way should tell him that okay, it can't be submitted because of this issue.
Yeah, that's on him lah. Because I think the reason why he asked was because the system was still showing an error. So he asked another person, "Is this picture okay?" The person said, "Okay lah." But for me, right, if I had a buddy that was next to me and I was asking him, right, and he's like, "I'm busy right now. I'm just gonna like, okay, whatever. I don't care."
No, the person actually came over and see. She looked carefully and then it is okay.
But if the system says no, then I think there's really not much they can do.
Yeah, but right, if the system say no, they should just don't argue. Just take the damn photo, right?
yeah.
Because if let's say your own photo cannot work, right, then what else is wrong?
Yeah. So after that, you take the picture. You didn't have to pay for the picture, right?
No,
so
of course not.
another tip: you don't get duped if anybody tells you, "Oh, you have to go downstairs and get a picture." Everything is there at the immigration office itself.
Yep.
You don't have to take a picture outside, because I think I remember in I don't want to say in the olden days, but a few years back, when you are applying for passport, you had to go like downstairs lah, upstairs lah, take a picture outside lah, take a picture inside lah. You know, there's so many other places you had to go to get the documents in hand before you go and submit.
I would say that's decades. So okay, speaking of that,
the olden days then.
Speaking of that, right? Okay, another reminder is after you apply online, right, you need to bring 3 things.
Okay.
Number 1 is your old passport. Number 2 is your IC. And number 3 is a printout of the actual receipt of your payment. You need it to be print out. If you don't print out, then you probably
cannot show your email, phone, whatever.
Yeah, you need to have the printout, or else
it has to be like a paper document.
Yeah, because if you don't, then you need to go downstairs and get someone to print out for you and pay money.
But if you already have a number, then it's fine lah. It's just a matter of going down. Okay, they'll hold your place or something. You can just then go to the counter and say, okay, this is a document.
No, because when you give a number, they actually ask you to show all the documents out.
Oh,
yeah, they actually show the document out.
So if you don't have the document, do you get another number, or they give back your number and then you go downstairs and sort it out and then come back upstairs?
I can't recall. I think the person asked the person to print out.
Yeah.
Basically, you get a number, but just go downstairs and print out.
Yeah. So because I remembered I had a problem, not with immigration, but with JPJ the other time. I was like getting my
test, is it?
No, my insurance renewal or my vehicle transfer name or whatever, and I didn't have a document. So he said, okay, never mind. You just go and get what you need to get, and then come back and see me, see that person lah. So I just not cut the queue. I just went to him straight after I got all the documents and passed it to him, and he processed it.
But that's after you got a number already, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I guess it's the same lah.
But
for this one is before you get the number, so you have to.
Yeah.
Oh, so that means, right? If you don't have the documents, you are straight back in line lah.
I think may could budi bicara lah, because if the number is quite long, right? You have time to go down and print. So he give you a number. Okay, just make sure you go downstairs and print and come back. Yeah.
So another tip is get all the documents.
Yes.
What is the documents again? The official receipt.
The receipt,
old passport,
for payment, old passport, and IC. These 3. That's all.
Must bring. IC is original IC. No need to like photostat.
No, original IC is enough. Yeah.
Okay, and then for me, additional bonus tip is, be patient. I think a lot of people get agitated when you see long lines. I can understand that. Because, especially because it's after the pandemic, right? We are in the endemic stage now, and we see. I just see so many people. I just see a lot of people. I see traffic. I see people. I get annoyed.
Yeah, same here. Sometimes you want to go anywhere, look at the ways, right? Everything's red. You know what? Let me just go nearby. Like, don't go to town.
Yeah, but even if there's no red, right? You go to a makan place, it's full.
Yes.
You go to a mall, it's full. It's like you get agitated. Similarly to this, and if you've been to the UTCs, whether it's in Pudu, Shah Alam, or anywhere, you know that the space is not big, and there are people lining up for other things like
JPN,
JPJ,
LSGN,
whatever, right? So there's a lot of people moving in and out and all that, and there's people with documents. All of them are agitated. So if all of us go there with patience and the expectation that the wait is going to be long, I think we're not going to annoy a lot of people, because it's kind of like, for the lack of the better word, right, it's infectious. Like you can
spread
the
you're pissing off.
You piss off people, and
Yeah, that's something I want to share also, because before the immigration office opens, right, there's this guy who got pissed off because he claimed
during your visit.
Yes, during my visit. So I think before 8:30, before they want to start processing the numbers. So there's this guy arguing with the immigration officer. I think he's like a supervisor. He's quite high ranking based on
the officer lah, not the guy.
The guy arguing with the immigration officer.
Okay.
So the officer, I think, is quite high ranking. So he was at the door, and then this guy, I think he was arguing like, "Hey, I think he first of all, I think he didn't get his number, and he argued that he was being misled, going to the wrong queue and all that. And then the guy explained him calmly, saying that I already explained earlier, that, and also the people staff had explained that this line is for online application that's successful, and this other line is for online application that have issues. So he claimed that he was told to go to their line, and that's the wrong line. So as a result, he loses his chance to get a number. So the guy explained to him, okay, here's what the thing. He said, who misled you? Who misled you? The thing is, the instructions clear. These lines were this, and he pointed to the sign. This clearly indicated that this for online applications with no issues, and this line is for online applications with issues. And then argue. Then the guy explained to him, okay, you have two options here, and then yet the guy doesn't want to accept. So the immigration guy, he told everyone, okay guys, we're going to start a bit late because I need to explain this guy first. Sorry,
Oh shit.
let me explain this guy first before I can start running the queue. Sorry, lambat
Okay. And then the people all got annoyed or what?
Everyone was pretty calm because everyone just watching like what's this guy trying to do. So the guy told him, okay, you have two choice, bang. You wait until 5 p.m. When you've got extra number, you can give out. I can guarantee, but maybe if there's extra numbers, you can give out at 5 because we open at 10. Number 2 is come early tomorrow morning if you don't waste time. So there's two options. Either you wait here or do that.
And then what did he do?
Then after that, I think after he cool off, then he walk off.
Yeah, so another tip is make sure that you get into the right line. Double confirm. Don't ask the people in line. Read the signs or ask an official officer, or there's Rela people there as well. So ask them so that if the immigration officer say who told you, you can point to a Rela guy or you can point to an official person rather than some random dude. That's number 1. Number 2 is you mentioned about you have access number. So there is a chance of getting access number after 5 p.m. So the immigration officer said, you can either wait until 5 or come the next day. So obviously it's clear, right? If you wait until 5 and you get a number, okay lah, good lah. You might still get your passport the same day.
But here's the thing: before 5, right, when I was entering the immigration office, there's already a queue for that standby line.
So I guess so the other tip that I mentioned just now was patience and get ready to wait, right? So if you don't get your number, I know it's difficult because the UTC, the parking is always full. Getting to the UTC, there's traffic and all that. You wake up so early, 5 o'clock, whatever, to get to the UTC. But if you miss that slot, I don't know. For me, I'll come another day lah.
Yeah. So and then another thing, and so eventually I got my passport at 3:30. So simple procedure. They give you a passport. Okay, please check details are correct. If correct, you sign the passport, you sign the document. Then okay, that's it. You're good to go. And for another advice is that UTC KL might be probably the busiest spot. So what we've heard online is that there are other branches that could be faster. So after I do a live tweet about my experience, right? So I got a couple of tweets saying that some said that, let me see. So one guy said, if you don't mind driving 1 hour outside KL, you can consider KKB. It's Kuala
Kubu Baru, yes.
Yeah. I reached immigration office at 8:15, started everything by 9:30.
Holy.
Yeah.
I might try that.
Yeah, and then another person saying that, I guess waiting time depends on location. I arrived at UTC Keramat around 8 a.m. with around 25 people queuing. Finish everything around 10 a.m.
Okay, so there are UTC hotspots. I think Sentul, Pudu, Shah Alam is hotspot. I might try this KKB. Is it a UTC or is it an immigration office?
I'm not sure. You say consider KKB, and I heard some saying that it's faster to go to Seremban.
Immigration office or UTC?
No, I think it could be UTC, but some say go to the.
So try to find non-centralized UTCs or immigration office.
Yeah, then you probably have a better luck of having a shorter queue.
Okay, so you got your passports you woke up at probably 6 o'clock, arrived at 7:30, and then got your passport at 3:30. So that's what? How many hours?
9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 8 hours. Probably did it in 7. So if I didn't have that the photo issue again, right? I could have gotten it in 7 hours.
So expect a full day.
Yes.
At the immigration office. Worst case scenario lah. Worst case scenario.
Yeah.
If you get the number lah. Okay. Another worst case scenario is you don't get the number, you get sent back.
Yeah.
So don't come after 7:30.
Yeah. You want to go, you better go early, or else just go home.
And come fully prepared. Bring a backpack or whatever. Get ready to sit down and just wait.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
And also, if you want to consider the other advice, is that other tips is that to consider tracking out other immigration officers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you probably won't go through the excruciating waiting time like me. But okay, honestly, right? Can this be done better? Definitely. I feel that. I think they should have a proper online-based system again. Like you can book a slot. Like okay, look at the vaccination program. That's even a larger volume in one day. They're vaccinating like thousands of people per day. And then you book a slot based on an hourly slot. I think that'd be more efficient. So that at least you know it's 10 o'clock. So you know, okay, let's say book slot at 2 p.m. You know, you go 2 p.m., you're going to be within the counter within less than 1 hour, get process done, and maybe you get a passport 1 hour later.
But you know our people with timing.
But if the vaccination program works, it works. I mean, if you miss a slot, then too bad, you need to requeue again.
I feel that the vaccination program works on a large scale because it's like a manufacturing line. It's basically verify, inject, verify, inject, verify, inject. With the immigration process, it's slightly more difficult because there is a manufacturing involved, meaning that I have to print the passport itself.
I mean, that's not. I mean, yeah,
so
true.
the capacity of, I think the issue of how many people the immigration office can serve is directly related to the number of passports that the machine can produce on the day.
I mean, that's fine. It's same as the vaccination program because remember during early days there's a certain quota per day. So once you finish it, you're finished. So I think this can be implemented on an immigration scale. Like let's say if the quota is 150 passports per day, that's the only 150 slots available. So maybe like let's say 15 per hour.
So the other problem with that is I would feel because this is more valuable than vaccination, because vaccination you also have to take into account that people are apprehensive. They want to get it, they don't want to get it. They're like, okay, I'm gonna just try and see what happens. And also remember that time when it was the second phase of the online booking. Everything went to shit. So that was a problem there. And with such an open system that does not have a prerequisite, that means I don't have to pay or anything, right? The problem is we have joy bookers.
But this one you need to pay. That's the difference.
If we put into the system that you have to pay, but
the passports you need to pay.
The passport you have to pay, but you're talking about the queue online queue system, right? So that's completely like a different system. No, unless you can build in like a proof of payment. Receipt.
I mean, do it together lah. So when you renew a passport, you can book your slot, because when you renew a passport online, you have to choose the location. So when you choose the location, why not just set a day? So that at least can be specific. Okay, within this time range. Yeah.
So I'm not sure whether the system is built in that lah. So I guess that's a good suggestion. What I'm trying to say is that I think earlier the point I wanted to make was a couple of years ago, immigration started this online application system. And I think you tried it out when it first started, right, Alex? We noted that it's very experimental. And despite the 2 years or how many years that the system has been up, it's very experimental. And immigration has not put in a lot of effort to make it better. Because despite after the pandemic, the system still looks the same and it's not, I wouldn't say it's buggy, but the interface can be better. The error, the generation of the error codes can be better. Essentially, just the user experience can be better lah.
Buggy. I think I would say it's buggy in the sense that, like, getting the photo right. Like, you can't be sure that the photo they upload is correct. Like, for example, we took using SLR, we took using iPhone. I also use Photoshop to make sure that it's clear, it's bright, and make sure the background is perfectly white. And it's still, I got the okay sign, but at the end it was rejected. Yeah,
so the tolerance of the picture. And, for me, like, if the people at Surgeon Chow also has problem uploading pictures and getting it verified and getting fingerprints verified, I think the masses would have a lot of problems as well.
Yeah.
But, you should learn from that auntie you mentioned.
Yeah, I should ask her, where do you get the picture from? But then again, like, the second issue that that's still mind-boggling is the fingerprint issue. Because from my experience, right, my old passport, right, my fingerprint works doing the automated immigration the booth thingy, the gantry thing. So I don't know why is it an issue now. So that's another weird thing.
Yeah, it's just so I guess you're right. It's such a buggy system.
Yeah.
That something that didn't have an error before and you didn't change
Yep.
suddenly has an error.
Yeah, maybe someone lost the database of fingerprints or what. I don't know, man. Like, why you need my fingerprint
Or
for?
the fingerprint database was compromised.
Yeah, I
we're
don't know.
talking about like and our personal data system, our IC and things like that has been compromised a lot. I think that's a topic for another show.
Yep.
But I guess, that's pretty much it. So the tips for applying for a passport in this surge of passport applications is number one, apply online. You have to. If you're an adult, healthy adult, if you're not an OKU, you're not a senior citizen, or you don't have children that's below 13, you have to apply online. When you're applying online, you can take the pictures and everything, and then go to the immigration office as early as you can. 7:30 is like the cutoff.
Yep.
And then after that, just prepare to wait for the long haul.
Yep.
Oh, and then make sure you choose the right line.
Yes, make sure you be in the right line.
Yes, and before that, also make sure that you bring the proper documents. The receipt is important.
Yes.
IC,
Print out receipt, yeah?
and the old passport. Printout cannot be from your computer. You cannot just show, this is the receipt, because they're going to take it and keep it, right? It's a
Yeah, you must
document.
be print out, yeah.
Yeah.
You can just show, you cannot show it on your screen, you must print it out.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I hope this has been helpful. You guys have any questions or comments, you can let us know. Or you can also share your very own experience applying for your passport online. At the same time, we are also available on podcast. So if you want to listen to us while driving or while waiting to renew your passport, you can just search for us on any of your favorite podcast platform. Let's talk about Sorry Chinchao, and we're there. If you're watching us on YouTube, thanks very much for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And as I mentioned, your feedback, comments, and suggestions are very welcome because that helps make the show better. If you're listening to us on podcast, please do give us a 5-star rating because that helps make the show. That helps improve the show. All right. Okay. So that's pretty much it. This is me, Amin.
This is Alex.
Catch you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.